How's it going, lads and or ladies, as the case may be? Let me say hello to Rogue, top of the morning to you, Rogue. Give us your ladder, you can't. Alex E, tipping the cap. How you doing, Alex? And Rogue, Fozzie Bear. What's up, Fozzie Bear? Daniel Drees, with his panties round his knees. Geisen, getting moist. Jason Ewan, how you doing? Giuseppe himself, Jackpot, and Jason S. Hope that's not too loud. I hope everyone is well. It's been a while. There's been an illness spreading around my house called cold. Well, on top of that, before that I was just lazy, but then the cold came along and spread to my children, spread to me, and so it was kind of like a case of either I was having to mind them or mind myself. I might still cough now, so just warning in advance, I might cough into your ears. So make sure you're wearing your face masks on your ears. Sound is working, holy shit. Well, it's just my microphone. If I was to play a video, it probably wouldn't work, you know? So I'm certain something's going to go wrong. Fuzzy Bear. Zavi, yeah, says, yo, pump it up. What's up? Cold vid, says Decepticon. He's sometimes clever. Sometimes. Rogue says, no sound on the... What the fuck is this? Didn't expect sound. Lol. There's no sound, but you didn't expect sound? I'm confused. I thought you said sound was working. Well, Fozzie said that. What the fuck is going on? Gooey Louie is here. Sup, homie. Got a cold as well. It's going around. Everyone's getting it. You know what it is? If we're being honest with ourselves, at least I'll be honest. I'll be the first one to put my hand up and say, I'm fucking sick of washing my hands. I've had to wash my hands for the last year because of this COVID shit. And you know what? Fuck it. Going back to that way it used to be. Wiping my ass with my hand and then not washing it. Fucking toilet paper, all this nonsense. That's why all this illness is coming back. There was no sound on the what the fuck is this? Okay. What's that about? Maybe like my desktop audio. No, of course, everything should be working. Whatever. Doesn't matter, it was only like 2 seconds. We'll worry about sound when we need to worry about sound. Oh, there was no sound on the intro. Oh, the intro, what the fuck. So you heard the music, you heard the Decepticon tunes. Last Steak is here, he says the sound is working. And then a smiley face, perhaps laughing. How's it going? Mike is good, that's all we need right now. My hands are just bones from all the washing, says Decepticon. Just not even tendons anymore, just bones. Got sound, but you cut out... Oh, I cut out 3 times. Well, that's not good. I guess since the last time I streamed, we've got a few new additions to the channel. Let's give them their dues because, you know, they weren't here for the alert, so let's do it now. Oh, I thought she was going to say the thing. Where's my Vietnamese lady? That's disappointing. Have they shut down my Vietnamese lady? Anyway, those people joined since the last time I streamed. There's possibly a few others, but I can't remember if I streamed since then. Got Resident Evil 8, and I can say the start did disturb me, says Alex. I still am... Well, I've streamed how much I've played. I haven't touched it since the last time I streamed it. Because I can't play it without streaming, because Deej will get mad at me, because he's invested in the story now. Anyway, this is the coffin I'm talking about. Sorry about that. Missed your lovely faces, Fozzie Bear. Have you lost weight? I'm assuming I've gained weight. I don't think I've ever lost weight in the last 10 years. It's just slow but very steady increasing of weight. So yeah, the cold didn't stop me from eating them chicken thighs, if you know what I'm saying. Nothing gonna stop me sucking them down. Anyway, let's talk about something that does need to be talked about. That nobody's talking about. Because I'm sick of Mark Zuckerberg. Alright? He's getting away with a lot. He's already gotten away with a lot in terms of stealing our data and all that shit. But I don't give a shit about my data. What I do give a shit about are games not coming to my platform of choice. And now looking like Population 1 is going to be the next one on this list, thanks to this article from Upload Viewer. Man, it's going to be difficult. If I talk too much, it gives me the urge to cough. So that's going to be, well, we'll see. Maybe I shouldn't have done this tonight. But whatever. Listen, I missed you. I need you. You're good for me. You'll help me get better. This is from Ian Hamilton. And this is pretty kind of latest breaking news, I guess you could say. And I should give credit to Suki for tagging me in this on Twitter and letting me know about this. So shout out to Suk, as they call him on the streets. Facebook acquired another VR shooter game development studio. Another one. Yeah. We'll get into that. This article will go into that. So, you know, we'll see the full scale of what the fuck is happening here. And it's getting ugly. With the purchase of Big Box VR. Big Box is an interesting name. Box in Ireland. I assume it's in other countries is like slang for vagina. So Big Vagina VR kind of is how I'm reading that. The creator, fucking hell, I can't. I can't do this. Somebody, can we get Karen to read this? You know, I can listen. I can click this button. But you probably won't be able to hear the audio.
Facebook acquires population.
Can you hear this?
One developer big.
No, I'm not going to sit through that. Anyway, whatever. Facebook said it wouldn't disclose the terms of the deal. Okay, so what we know about this game coming to PSVR is that the developers, in an article, I think it was last year sometimes, said, yes, we're definitely interested in getting this to PSVR. And there's been nothing said about it since. So this sentence here is interesting because we don't know if Zuckerberg is going to put a stop to the PSVR version or if it's still going to go ahead. We do know they bought Beat Saber and they continued to support Beat Saber on PSVR, but the difference there is that the game was already out. So, you know, it was had a lot more sense for them to support it when it was already out, if you know what I'm saying. Let me read some comments here. Fucking hell, lads, I'm sorry. Big Zucky Wookie Fax is last sake. Fix your problem by a quest. Disgusting. Problem solved. Just get a quest. Disgusting. Fozzie Bear says, I have something to help with that tickle in the back of your throat. Just excessive foreskin, I'm imagining, is the answer. Mark Zuckerberg. I like that. You know what? How did I never even think of that? That's never crossed my mind once to call him Zuckerberg. Anyway, so they acquired Downpour Interactive back in April, which are the people behind Onward, which was that popular Quest shooter, and it was on PC as well. Both Population 1 and Onward are among the highest revenue earners on Facebook's standalone VR headset. In February, Facebook said 6 Quest games have cleared 10 million in revenue, and Facebook now owns half of them. I'm assuming the other one is Beat Saber. So we're talking Pop 1, Onward, Beat Saber. 3 of the 6 biggest games on the Quest, and Mark Zuckerberg is hoovering them up. And this is something that we should be worried about, obviously because they're taking games away from us, but Sony should be worried about this, because if you've seen the sales of PSVR games, you know, every month the PlayStation blog puts out a listing of the top 10 sales in the US and Europe, and almost every single month. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But Beat Saber is like consistently number 1. And that's been sucked up, you know? So they're taking these like super popular games, not only popular, but like money making games away from PSVR. Which Sony should, you know, wake up to. Launched in late 2020, Pop 1 is a first person shooter, FPS as the kids say, in which players team up in groups of 3 to fight across large map, blah 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 blah. We know what it is. It's a battle royale. You know, it's Fortnite in virtual reality. Well, it's more than that. You know, it's tailored around VR, but you know what I mean. This purchase represents Facebook's 5th VR game development studio acquisition. Company first acquired Beat Games, which we just talked about, in late 2019. The most popular game. 4 million copies sold of that. Then in February 2020, they took out Sanzaru Games, which are the people behind Asgard's Wrath. I don't think that one set the world on fire in terms of sales, but reviewed very, very well, considered like a AAA. I think people were calling it like the first AAA VR title. So they stole them. In June 2020, they took out Ready at Dawn. That one really hurt me personally because I really liked The Order 1886, and I was hoping there was going to be a sequel on the PS5 maybe. But then, you know, not going to happen now. And they were making, of course, the Echo VR games, Echo Combat Arena and all that kind of shit. What else did they take? And now they got Population 1. Is that 5? I don't know, but the thing we need that's since 2019. So in 2 years they've sucked up the five big ones. These are big studios. They're not just small little farts. Like, they're kind of small little farts in the terms of, like, compared to flat gaming. But in virtual reality, these are like 5 huge studios that, like, people know if they're into VR. Facebook says Big Box VR will operate as an independent studio. Big Box has big plans for the future of Pop 1 and further projects, but we're not ready to share details at this time. A blog post, blah, blah, blah. Pop 1 will continue to be supported on all its current platforms. So this kind of course is something I overlooked the first time. It's kind of piquing my interest. It will operate as an independent studio. Does that mean they get to make their own decisions? Does that mean they get to put it on PSVR if they want to? That kind of goes against this quote here, to say it will be supported on current platforms. Checking on the comments again real quick. Mick Coles is here. How you doing? He says, take it easy, young man. I'll take it steady, young man, which is practically the same thing. Zuckerberg is shit scared of PSVR 2. He should be. That shit's gonna bury him. Ain't taking nothing from me, says Alex. Zavi says, what? They bought Beat Saber? They bought that in 2019. The only reason we have it is because it was already on PSVR. I think. At least I think that's the only reason we have it. Last Stake says, I will never ever buy a Quest. I refuse. Facebook will not have access to the inside of my house. I appreciate the sentiment of not having a Quest. However, as someone who, I've got a Facebook account, I don't really give a shit about my data or data. Do I say data or data? See, I've talked to too many Americans. I don't know what my natural way of saying that is. It's like fucking with my head. Mr. Jackpot is here. Says Pop 1 will come, but PSVR 2. PSVR 1 controllers are impossible for it to work now. Beat first person shooter viewer game though. I think he means best. Well, when they were talking about it, they seem to be heavily implying PSVR 1. You know, I know you need to use the 2 controllers to climb, but I feel like there's ways you can work around these things, even if it's like a shitty teleport button on the aim controller or something like that. You know. But with this news, I don't think it's even going to come to PSVR 2 now. I hope to be wrong. But have any of these studios that Facebook have purchased shown any signs of coming to PSVR? Well, releasing their games on PSVR, I should say. You know, maybe that's going to change with PSVR 2 because the quality will be more of an even playing field, like you're suggesting with the controllers. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Decepticon says there's still a chance that it may come to PSVR 2. Again, it's all up in the air. You know, like nothing in that article suggests that it's coming to PSVR 2, although I'm not finished the article yet, I suppose. The Gaming Chicken, sorry if I'm breathing loudly or whatever, I'm just struggling, you know. Struggling with the sickness and the rage. Zuckerberg is making me ill right now. Do you even remember me? Of course I remember you, Gaming Chicken. I can remember your name, you know. Not specifically you as an individual. Although if you were to mention a conversation we had in the past, it would be like, oh yeah, this guy. Fozzie Bear says, not sure how I feel. Most VR studios are one-hit wonders. I think Ready at Dawn are ones that have kind of proven themselves to be a bit more consistent than the one-hit wonders. I think if Big Box, if they focused on Population 1 like that franchise, and they keep going with like Population, well, probably wouldn't call it Population 2, that'd be stupid, you know, but let's say they made a sequel, they could just build upon the foundation that's already there. That's probably not going to be a bad game, you know. My worries now is like, you know, they're going to be looking at the Phasmophobia guy. He's only one dude, from what I understand. Maybe he's got a bigger team now. But you can just picture Mark Zuckerberg writing a check saying, "Hail, Mr. Phasmophobia developer. It's a blank check. Name your price." You know? Not that I have it on PSVR anyway, but you know. Sounds like it'll be a subsidiary of Facebook. So does that mean it's going to be, like, can they make their own decisions in terms of platforms? Dyson. Decepticon says Vader immortal, but I'm not sure what he is, you know, bringing that up for or replying to. My friend got a Quest 2 yesterday, so should he be worried? No, he should be, like, happy. For now. He should be worried when PSVR 2 comes along and kills Oculus once and for all. But right now, this is going to be looked back on as the golden years of the Quest. And it's not even going to be that great. But because it's about to die, it will be considered the golden years. Kind of like the Dreamcast. That was around for like a year. Had some good games, and then it fucked off when the PlayStation killed it. I'm sick. Everyone's sick. There's a few people sick here. Gaming Chicken. Jason Ewan says, you need to re-moisten your spuds, buddy. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should strain them. Strain the spuds. When you played Alvo, I said I need an aim controller, and you said they don't make them anymore, and I was like, what the fuck? That's like a really generic one, though. Like, did we have any banter with each other? You know? Did you say anything that made me blush? Or think you were cute or anything? You know? Sadukar, what's up? How you doing? Hey mate, didn't know you were streaming. Hope you and fam are well. Thank you very much. Don't do Discord or check anything, apparently. Lol. Excuse me. Just a bit of an old cold. That's all it is. Don't worry about it. But sorry for my absence. Last Steak says, when Facebook decides to shut them down, they will learn how vile... See, that's something I wanted to bring up. They will learn how vile fab can be, Facebook, I guess. Facebook have gotten so rid of some good games, they better think. Quest is the future, says Jackpot. Oh man, it's so sad to see. Lizards are taking over. It's just sad to see that the lizards have infiltrated people I used to call friends and turned them into these half man, half lizard creatures like Jackpot, you know? Vader was a Quest game, then went to PSVR. Oh, I see. Who was that developed by? Was that like a first party Quest game, or was that just something that they bought like timed exclusive? I need the answer to that immediately, but I'm not going to Google it. Zuck will take over, says Alex. Well, in one stream I said I like your eyes and you blushed. Oh yeah, I remember you now. I remember everything about you now. Common cold is coming back because vaccinated people stopped wearing their masks. I just stopped washing my hands. That's what it is. I started licking door handles again. You know, I used to be afraid for the last year to lick the door handles, but now I'm just opening them. I'm sucking them. You know, sucking them door handles, getting them nice and loose, getting them open. That's how you unlock a door. Zuckerberg blew his Zucker breath on me, and now I'm hooked too, says Decepticon. He's gotten scales. Your eyelids go vertical now instead of horizontal instead of vertical. I have to think about that for a sec. Have you subscribed? This guy keeps talking to me about Star. I'm not going to do it. I feel like I've said this already. It's not going to happen. I appreciate that you want to support me over there. But I've already got like Patreon. I've got YouTube's super chats. I've got PayPal. I've got all these things. I don't want another one. It's just too confusing. It's too much. I'm spread all over. I'm like a bit of butter spread too thin over a piece of toast. Facebook is called Arspad in my house. Arspad? Facebook? Okay, I think I see what was happening there. Alex says, Geisen, this was their plan all along. It sounded sarcastic. It was kind of sarcastic because it was still, I'm not going to remember that. People, you know how frequently people compliment my eyes? It's ludicrous. Petter. How you doing, Petter? Population 1 is a really good game, but the simple Quest graphics holds it back. Imagine a photorealistic Population 1 on the PSVR 2, a completely different game. That's the dream, Petter. Like, the dream is PSVR 2 is going to be such a leap over what we have now that it gets me moist thinking about it, to be honest. Could be because I haven't been in stream for about a month. I haven't streamed in about a month. Mainly because it was my birthday on the 4th. Alright, fine. I guess I wish you a happy birthday. Belated happy birthday. Although begrudgingly. You forced it out of me. I mean, it's the 12th now, practically. It is. No, it's literally the 12th. So we're over like a week away now, But whatever. Happy belated birthday. Alright? Everyone give him a happy belated birthday. Do a little balloon emoji in the chat for Gaming Chicken. Okay? The fact you can lose your account of Facebook, yeah, that's shit. If Facebook says you're a fake and you're not real and you have no way to get help and you lose all your games and everything, yeah, that's shit. Gives you all the money. Tube takes 30. Listen, I know it does. I know it takes 30 and I know that's shit, but Patreon only takes 5%, I think. And PayPal, I don't know what they take. I think that's like pretty low as well. So there's better options. Doorknobs. You were licking doorknobs. You still need to get out so much, mate. You were getting a knob fetish again. Says Mick. Do you think the quest is worth it? Asks Sadukar. Personally, absolutely. It's perfect. That machine is the best machine out there. Obviously, I think it's trash. I think, no, listen, it's good. If you have the money to spare, fine, go get it. But what I would say is, we're getting pretty close now to PSVR 2. I know it's still over a year away, but the fact that it's confirmed is like, I'm just going to wait it out, But I understand people who don't want to do that. Stream that Layers of Fear. Good idea, Decepticon. I'm actually going to... Remind me at the end of the stream and I'll hit up... I think they're called Bloober Games, the developers behind that one, and I'll send them a message or something and see if I can get a review copy. Otherwise, I'll have to pay money first. Imagine not being a wireless viewer, Ed says. Hey, I wasn't forcing you to say that. There we go, 1 balloon. Oh, and a cake from Rogue. Nice one. Thank you, happy birthday. There we go, okay. I've talked too much to you now. It's time to finish reading this article. Alright, I finished reading the article. So, what Last Steak brought up, which is something that I think is worth mentioning, and what I'm afraid of, kind of like Microsoft at the beginning of this generation, even last generation too, they closed a lot of studios. What I'm worried about is PSVR 2 comes out and it's going to kill Oculus. Practically confirmed fact at this point. I mean, we all know it's coming. And what's going to happen? Oculus, like Google, if they're anything like Google, and I think they will be like Google, they're going to bail out of that shit as fast as they can. And by bailing, they're going to kill Ready at Dawn. They're going to kill Beat Games. They're going to kill Pop or Big Box, Big Vagina. They're going to kill all these studios and possibly permanently kill them. I mean, they might have to reform or whatever. But if, let's say, the Quest 3 fails, depending on what constitutes a failure, it's hard to know. What is a success? What does Mark Zuckerberg want to see for the next Quest? How many sales? At what point did they say, okay, it's not gone mainstream, it's not going to happen, give up, let's close up these studios? And then we're left with like a huge vacancy or vacuum of talent that could have been on PSVR 2, but they got, destroyed. So Sony will have to come in and suck them up some other way. But that's the worry. That's one worry I would have. Facebook have a lot of money, but Google have a lot of money too, and they're not afraid to cancel these things if they don't go their way relatively quick. It's worth it. Shit's good, says Decepticon. Decepticon is a shill though, a paid shill. He has a Facebook account, I'm told. Mr. Jackpot says PSVR 2 won't be the same as Quest, just like Quest is not the same as PSVR. Think they can coexist since they got their own thing and games going on. I think when people see PSVR 2 and the fact that it's just one cord now and the PS5 is going to be so common, I think when they see the Quest, first of all, the Quest doesn't have the same cachet, as the kids would say, as PlayStation. I don't think I've ever heard another human being in my real life day to day say the word Quest. I don't think they know what that is. I think they know that there's VR headsets out there. They know that there's a PSVR. They don't know about Vives. They don't know about HTCs. They don't know about all this shit, Quest has definitely improved things on that front. Like, in terms of competition, it's definitely the best of the competition. But, let me ask you a question. And you won't be able to answer it because they don't want you to know the answer. But how many units has the Quest 2 sold? Because I can tell you how many the PSVR has sold. Roughly. If they're not letting you know the numbers, then the numbers aren't that good. So yeah, get fucking wrecked. I meant Layers of Fear, but the Quest as well. Okay. Well, he's a fucking bloober. A bloober shill. A paid bloober shill. The Gaming Chicken. Been looking at it for a while. Okay, missed that, sorry. Quest gets a market of people who don't want to buy a whole console to play VR. I wouldn't have bought a PlayStation if I could buy a Quest. Reason why I bought a PlayStation was for the VR. Sure, okay, that's one good point, I would say, but counterpoint, would you enjoy the Quest just by itself? without having like a PC to play the good games, you know, having the link, air link, physical link, whatever. Would you be happy with just like these really stripped down games like Beat Saber, which is an excellent game, but it's, you know, basic, kind of. It's not intensive. Population 1, excellent game, but obviously held back in many regards because of the hardware it's running on. You know? The viewer grid is here. He says, what's an HTC? Good question. Nobody knows. Gaming Chicken says, I'm probably the youngest one here. Man, you know what, Gaming Chicken? I bet you're an FBI agent, out fishing for people like Jackpot and Decepticon. The new headsets will play all the PC viewer shit. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The grid says 5 million Quest 2s. Now, I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying I've never seen that confirmed. And I'd like to see that confirmed. Uh-oh. Alex asking for the age. Alex, fucking the worm got you on that hook. Decepticon says then PC viewer will be a tad better again. I don't know. I think once PSVR 2 comes along, gets access to like these dedicated, a proper powerful machine, you don't have to worry about different configurations like you do on PC, and you can like focus like, okay, every single console has the super fast SSD. I think you're going to see some cool shit. Same with like PS4 exclusives. I mean, you can say what you want, but The Last of Us Part 2 looks better, in my opinion, than, you know, 99% of whatever a 3080 GTX fucking Nvidia shit can produce. You know? In my opinion, once again. That's because PlayStation Studios are talented. It's not just about the resolution and the frame rates, you know? It's about talent as well. It's about like the detailing, like a Naughty Dog game where the blood soaks into the snow and the snow melts. That's nothing to do with like the power. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gone off on a tangent. 80. Why can't we all just get along? Says Trevor. We do get along. Listen, I just talk shit. That's all it is. I'm not serious when I'm like saying that I hate Quest or whatever. I do want, and like any viewer headset doing well is good for all of us. It's just the fact that, you know, I'm so used to the console wars with PlayStation versus Xbox that I enjoy bringing it to the viewer landscape, you know, and stoking the flames. Pumpkin looks about 420 years old, and then joke. You ruined it with the joke. Like, it wasn't good, but it's even worse with the joke. Sadukar says PSVR is good, but you can't mod stuff on PS, which is crap. Well, that's console. That's a console limitation. It's not like if you're used to that on console, which I am. I've been on the console for 20 something years. I'm used to not being able to mod a game. It doesn't really bother me too much. The only time I really felt like I'm missing out on mods was with like Elder Scrolls games, because they were really excellent in that game. I know you said there what Beat Saber. Yeah, Beat Saber having custom songs and stuff like that, but like these are like kind of rare-ish exceptions, you know? Like, for example, Super Hot VR on PC is pretty much not that much better than PSVR, other than the controls, obviously. Actually, Chris Hansen, it's fine, says Alex. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen. You want to blank your blank out? Is this what you said, Decepticon? I want to blank your brains out. How old are you? When can we meet? Why don't you have a seat, Decepticon? Where's Kyle's? He's the OG. He's a teenager now. You see me as an FBI agent, sad face. FBI agents are cool. Look at like Agent Mulder and Scully. Still life in the old dog yet in PSVR land. Exactly, we'll get into that now in the next thing. Check that link, 5 million. Okay, I guess you posted a link that the YouTube thing sucked up because it doesn't like links. I will look it up. Regardless, PSVR has sold 5+ million. I would imagine it's still slightly ahead, if that is true. And PSVR 2 is on the horizon. So, is that really, like, what does... Anyway, I've gone past that conversation, but basically, what does Quest 3 need to sell, you know? At what point is Zuckerberg going to be like, okay, it needs to sell this amount of units, or it's a failure and we give up? Or they're not going to give up, you know? Because a lot of people would tell you that 5 million PS viewers is not impressive. A lot of people have told me that, even though I disagree, sort of, even though it's slowed down a lot in the last couple of years. But for a while there, it was doing good. I just don't like how Sony might be strict with releasing some games. We need poker stars and big screen. That's pretty shit. I won't deny that. You know, you got me there. On the other hand, make it in dreams, you know? May sound silly, but I shall never play Last of Us Part 2. This disrespected the main bulk of their fans. Don't you agree? I disagree completely, actually. I really liked Last of Us Part 2. I think the leaks were deliberately misinterpreted by the person who leaked it to stir up as much as a negative reaction as they could. I don't think it was nearly as bad as the leaks suggested. I'm not saying you should like it or whatever, but it's like one of the best, technically best made games, and I enjoyed the story too. Listen, what's going on here? I can't type. Quest Pro definitely coming. So not Quest 3, Quest Pro. Quest 3 best come with my own mini Zuckerberg. Grid says Quest 2 expected to sell upwards of 15 to 20 by the end of the year? This year? Alright. If that happens, I'll concede. You know, I'll admit defeat. When did the Quest 2 come out? I don't believe it's going to hit 15 to 20 by the end of this year. We're already halfway through this year. Quest 2 Pro next year. But if it's a Pro, then it's not going to have exclusives, right? It's going to be like a PS4 Pro situation. So it came out in October. So that's what? 8 months, roughly. 5 million in 8 months. Is that what we're saying? I don't doubt it was amazing. But they tried too hard to shock. Like they had to outdo the first one. That's not my opinion, Sudoku. I think what happened made sense. Consequences for the actions of a certain character in the first game. That seemed realistic to me. October of last year. Okay, well that's impressive. 5 million. I see you kind of fucked me up by having an answer to that question. You weren't supposed to be able to say 5 million. You were supposed to be like, oh, it's doing 16 times better than the Quest 1 was in the same period. That's the shit I was hearing. So I should have done my homework before I asked that question. You've kind of made me look like a fucking twat now. You absolute prick. Resident Evil 4 would be a Quest 2 exclusive. That's a big one. That hurts me as well. I still think 15 to 20 is a big ask by the end of the year. Pro, higher field of vision, better battery. Oh, imagine charging your headset. Disgusting. More comfy. It needs to be more comfy from what I'm hearing, you know. Higher stable refresh rate, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I know stuff. Listen, I've forgotten more stuff about the Quest than you'll ever know, including most of it. Okay, you just convinced me to put my bias aside and try it. I'm not saying you're biased, if that's how you feel about it, because whatever you've heard is probably true, like in terms of this thing happens. I just think if you go into it blind, like I didn't go into it blind. I knew the leaks, but I still was able to kind of like, you know, not let that stuff get to me. Eye tracking, says Decepticon. Listen, that's coming to PSVR 2 as well. I'm not worried about that. Foveated rendering. Anyway, let's talk about something that's not coming to Quest, although some of these might be coming to Quest. All these games that were announced last week that I wasn't able to cover at the time. When was this? 9th of June. 3rd of June. Sorry, I can't read. The first one, Become a Ninja in VR. Stealth action sandbox game. Arashi, Castles of Sin. It's a bit of a mouthful. Maybe just Castles of Sin would have been fine, or maybe just Arashi. But who isn't in like a samurai vibe ever since Ghost of Tsushima came out? You know, this is kind of like, this is my shit now. Hello, my name is Tom Doyle. I'm the co-founder and creative director of Endeavor One, a game studio based in Seattle. Today we are excited to announce our stealth action sandbox game, blah blah blah, coming to PSVR this summer. I haven't watched the trailers for any of these things. I was saving it for like stream, and it just went days, rolled into days. So you've all probably seen this stuff already, but I haven't. I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear this. Let me know if you can hear the audio. Oh my god, this better not be showing up on your screens. Unbelievable. Now you're going to find out my date of birth. The 27th of the 8th, 1860, 98.
There is a world people see.
There is a world people see. Did you hear that? Well, a lady said there is a world people see. They got that mouth tracking coming soon. What's with the mouth tracking? That's just like a purely social thing, isn't it? No way, really? Don't know what you mean. If they made more Move controllers, people would have bought it. Says Alex. I think my bias came from Cookman. He pissed me off. I will say he should have just said nothing. He was taking the bait. In his defense, though, his studio was getting like death threats and everything, so you know I can imagine he would crack as well. Or the people in his studio were getting death threats, including himself. Bushido, I can't say the word. Bushido blade meets Tenchu. Takeshi's Castle. So you never answered if you heard that. I'm gonna assume you did. Or didn't. I don't care, as long as I hear it. Alright. Nice. Oh, cool. That's a nice looking fluffy dog. Okay. Oh, the hands don't move? Come on. Grip them fucking rungs. No dismemberment. I'm criticizing this game too much already. I'm nitpicking. Okay. Nice. Grapple hook. Cool. Alright. I like the theme, the style, the setting. A lot of those animations looked really stiff, I will say, if I'm going to criticize it. I know it's PSVR, it's running on fucking, you know, they've got to make all kinds of concessions to get it running, but it was like the animations kind of took me out of that a little bit. Not just the hands bending, but like when the guy was crawling away on the floor, that was like GTA 3 NPC style movement. What if we started calling Pumps by his real name? It's Daniel Gophers. Would have been the shit, Sudoku. Avatars move their mouth when you do. Games now like VR Chaz have avatars that move their mouths. Oh, I think we all know what's going to happen with people able to go in VR chat now. What kind of filth is going to happen? Audio working, nice. Watch the hands though. The hands don't move. That's what I was saying on the ladder. The hands don't fucking move. Okay, can you use your worldwide wisdom and compare Last of Us 2 to Uncharted 4? I bought Last Legacy when it came out, never played it, lol. How do you mean compare it? How comparing it to Last of Us 2, like which I think is better? Okay, let me keep reading this. Assume the role of Kenshiro in Elite Shinobi and the last son of the noble house Arashi. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to say it for spoilery reasons, but the truth is I'm just not that interested in terms of the story. Kind of more interested in the gameplay when it comes to a game like this. I did like the sword combat, looked pretty good. That he was like accurately blocking it. We've kind of seen that in a few games now, and more games are kind of getting into that. You know, Golem, Until You Fall, all that shit. Excuse me. In the field, the path and methods are left to you. Blah 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 blah. Weapons, environment as an enemy, or as a whatever tool to defeat your enemy. Take out your enemy head on. Employ. Okay, so you got a choice: stealth or go on loud. Distractions. Do it stealthily. Okay. You got choices on how to get through these little arenas or whatever they are. Built from the ground up with VR, state-of-the-art movement, and a deadly arsenal of feudal-era weapons, endless ways to play. I use the spider approach, setting traps and luring enemies into my web for the ambush kill. Your mileage may vary. You get allies, including that dog, I'm guessing. Spymaster, your loyal cousin. Your wolf companion, highly trained to take out enemies. You're far from home, Haru's by your side. Ruthless weapon in battle and empathetic. Man, all I can see is the pathetic. Empathetic. That doesn't sound right. Is that a real word? I'm going to assume it's not. Even though it definitely is. Oh, it's a female wolf. At Endeavour 1, we're huge fans of genre filmmaking. We have a passion for storytelling and love of creating immersive experiences. It's what drew us to VR in the first place. It's been an amazing journey for us to make blah blah blah. We can't wait for it to come out this summer. So, I wonder, is that an exclusive? Is this coming to Quest and all them other, less noticeable headsets? Oh, did I lose track of where I was? I think I did. Okay, I'll just have to open new tab anytime I open these fucking things from now on. Oh no, wait, so that's June 1st. It was on June 3rd. There you go. What the fuck? June 11th. What happened? Latest posts. Okay. Technical gremlins, guys. Yeah. Take my fucking cookies. Okay, it's all just down here. Whoa. Why is that so small? Sadukar, thank you.
Sadukar_7th_Legion donated 7.06 through Super Chat. That's very moist. Grab a beer for my annoying messages.
Grab a beer for my annoying messages. Your messages aren't annoying, don't worry about it. And thank you very much for the generosity. I'm sorry that the alert box was so small. I need to fix that. Even when he's petting the wolf, says Decepticon. So Decepticon's not pleased with these animations either. Sudoku says, which do you think had... Ouch. That doesn't hurt, I just said it. Had more. I think Uncharted 4 is amazing. Do you think The Last of Us 2 is better? I think The Last of Us 2 is better overall because there was parts of Uncharted 4 I didn't enjoy. Namely the first 10 chapters. Once you got to Madagascar and then onwards in Uncharted 4, excellent game. But the first 10 chapters were like really slow, way too much climbing and shit like that. That hurt the game for me. Actually, I think The Lost Legacy might actually be... I wouldn't say it's better, but it's very close to being better than Uncharted 4. In my opinion. But just the fact that the story in Lost Legacy isn't as good because the characters aren't as good. But in terms of like pacing and gameplay, maybe Lost Legacy is better. But I think, in my opinion, Last of Us is better than all of them. And then Last of Us 1 is better than all of them. Entirely, including Last of Us 2. Empathetic. Anyway. I found Puzzle Bobble 3D. Vacation Odyssey. I can already tell I'm going to hate this one. Let's just watch the trailer. I don't need to read this. Okay, it looks like it's going to be flat as well. It's better not have an age gate. 54 seconds, at least it's quick. Colorful. You know, it's going to put me in a good mood. Alright, little dinosaur guys. Alright. This is a game that'll keep, Decepticon entertained. If you want to get some bits done around the house, you'd be like, come here, Decepticon. If you want him out of the way. If you're entertaining guests or something. He'll try and, scratch his little head figuring out how to match the colours together. And he'll be doing a little dance to the music. The tropical music. Alright. I can safely say... Oh, wait. It's going to be a post-credit scene. Hideo Kojima style. No. I can only say I'm not interested in this one. Whatsoever. Is there a release date? There probably was and I just wasn't paying attention. Let me just scroll down to a date. Oh shit. It has online mode. Hold on a sec. Now that's kind of more interesting. 2 additional modes. Infinite. Dual mode, which is a fast-paced 1v1 online battles with quick match support across all 3 platforms. So that's could be cool. Not cool, but you know, that's added something to it there for me. I'm a little bit more interested now. When's this coming out? Later this year, so no days. Later this year. You guys hype? You guys hype for that? I don't even remember the name. Puzzle Bobble. You like that? Oh, you bugger, I'm gonna have to get Last of Us 2 now. Listen, you might hate it. If you don't like and what you've heard already, you might still hate it. So if you do hate it, please don't blame me. Just my opinion. Although, if you were to ask me which is better, Uncharted 2 or The Last of Us 1, I'd struggle. I really like Uncharted 2 an awful lot. Excuse me. The classic tune, says Geisen. Never played that game before in my life, or the series, I guess I should say. I'm annoyed already by this game, says Last Steak. Decepticon says trash game. Your smooth brain wouldn't be able to play this. Looks like that Wii game, Blockbusters or something like that. Yeah, looks like that. This came out like back when Nokia had Snake. There was like a different phone. Philips had a phone that had this fucking game on it, you know? That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. If you had a Quest, it would already be out. Trash game. Boom Blocks. No one played the original in the air. Oh man, imagine going to an arcade, putting money into a machine and playing that. Winds and Leaves. I've seen like a title card of this. I'm probably not going to be too interested in this one either, to be honest with you. A flora builder. So this is a new genre of game. Or would you consider Flow and Flower? Maybe they're flora builders as well. I don't know. July 27th, so that's not too far away. Looks like a first-person thing. Terraform the world. Let's just get into the trailer, shall we? I don't have time for reading these essays. 7 essays? No, thank you. 4 minutes. You should tell me it was 4 minutes long, lads. Okay.
Hi, I'm Alexandre.
I like the wind blowing them trees. That's nice.
Our upcoming game for PlayStation VR. Our team is very excited to share more details about the game. So let's dive right.
Oh yeah, like a wind gun.
Is
that what that was?
The gardener, the last being of an ancient lineage, stranded in a barren
lineage.
world with nothing but a few tools.
Lineage, my friend. Mon chéri.
To protect the land from
Tornadoes.
Cataclysms. As the gardener, your only mean of survival in this desolated world is the power of the trees.
The power of the trees.
Each forest you plant becomes a safe haven to serve as starting points for your exploration. Try walking too far from your trees, and you'll start to lose vitality. The roots will then
Vitality.
slowly recall you to the nearest woods.
Looks like Paper Beast is Game and Chicken. Yeah, has a similar kind of vibe to that, I guess.
To be able to explore
Crap
further
games,
the
says
barren,
Fozzie
you need to
Bear.
Take some energy with you.
Take some
Using one of
energy.
the
Get that
collectors
sap.
spread around the world.
Get that sap. Nice. Game and Chicken's gonna go. Thanks for stopping by, Game and Chicken. Thanks for them comments. When I went to arcades, there were 2 games I always heard. Galaxians and Astro Blaster. Never heard of those.
But that will only get you
I played
farther
Time
from
Crisis
existing
in the
trees.
arcades. Time Crisis
To
2.
truly increase your range of exploration,
I think it was 2.
you need to start planting trees and expand your forest.
Too much work, says Last
Planting
Steak. This
trees
game
is a
looks like.
ritual that has been mastered by the
Bye
gardeners
guys.
for
Bye
generations.
Kazi. Bye Sidukar.
Start by
It's
grabbing
Fozzie.
your
Have some
shovel to dig a
respect.
hole in
Take
the
care,
ground.
Game and Chicken.
Then
Okay.
choose a fruit and drop it in.
Okay, so I wouldn't say this is a
Finally,
bad game.
Use your time meal to speed up
Like,
time
this is
and
cool.
observe your tree
Like,
grow
what they're
in
doing
front
is
of your
cool.
eyes.
For what it is, for what they want to do, you know?
To gather more fruits, which
But
are the seeds you need
how
to expand
excited
your
am I
forest.
personally
Just climb up one of your
about
non-fruit
growing
trees to pick some.
mango trees, and lime trees,
Fill up your pouch before going into the barren for another planting expedition.
just to plant more
As you
things.
explore, you'll discover ancient landmarks that need to be reforested to be awakened. Some will uncover new seeds to add to your collection, or trigger large structures.
This game's a bit
that
political for my
contribute to the
taste,
goal
you know?
of protecting this
Kind of
world from
implies that
planet.
climate change is real, and obviously, that's nonsense.
The world of winds and leaves features a variety of biomes. and each one of them with different
Yeah.
ground conditions.
Also goes against
Ancient
what the
seeds you
Bible
collect
was saying.
can grow in some
This
biomes,
isn't what
but
Jesus
to
did
reforest the
to
whole
create the world.
You will have to master the art of botanics and create new
Botanics.
varieties from mixing different fruits together.
Alright, man. Listen. Oh, man, I've already gone through most of this, but I'm going to skip a little bit more ahead.
For example, rain will shift the local conditions when passing above you. To make sure your trees make it,
Okay. A little bit more now. Laptop struggling. I'm asking for a lot.
you will slowly uncover ancient knowledge, giving you new abilities to traverse the world.
That could be cool.
That's it for today. We hope you're excited.
Alright. Coolio. If you're in the mood for a game like this, it's like a very zen experience kind of game. So I could see this definitely having an audience, and definitely certain people being like, okay, this is exactly what I want. But me personally, can't see myself, even if I was to get a review code, because I don't have much time to play PSVR or any game. So, you know, I don't know if I could muster up the enthusiasm to play it, you know, personally. However, what they're doing looks cool. I like the ideas that they have. Speeding up time, planting things, like realistically digging up things. That's cool, you know. Decepticon says, looks neat, no interest. This looks like a relaxing game, says Skyson. There you go. Last Take says exactly, like I said, too much work. Yeah. Well, even, you know, there's relaxation in work, you know, or so I'm told. I don't do work myself. Sadukar says, so okay, to add you as a friend. Of course it is. Snake Fort, let me type it in case you get mixed up. But whatever you do, don't do that close friend request shit that people do sometimes to try and trick me into revealing my full name. I'm on to you fuckers out there. Just do a normal request and there won't be any issues. After the Fall. Okay, we know about this one. So they got some new footage to show off on this one. This one I am excited about. From Vertigo Games, people behind Arizona Sunshine. So hi everyone, I'm Tam2 on the Vertigo Games community team, and I'm here to tell you all about the immersive thrill ride that awaits you in our 4-player co-op action FPS After the Fall, which is coming to PSVR with full cross-platform multiplayer support. That's cool. I was certain 4-player co-op was not going to come to PSVR because we always get like the short end of the stick, but they've found a way to do it. Today we're sharing details on a variety of blah 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 blah. Let's just get into them, shall we? Closer look, enemies and combat. 15th of the 9th, 1900. I'm quite old, decrepit. 2 minutes, 44 seconds. Footage captured on PC VR. Don't like that. You know, that's putting a... Get lost. That's already put a dampener on this for me, because now everything I'm going to be looking at is like, how much worse is this going to be on PSVR? You know? Anyway. Looks like there's some gore effects going on. Not quite Resident Evil 2 levels, but you know.
You're stuck in a frozen shell of what used to be Los Angeles. And in this LA, there is going to be a lot of enemies.
Frozen LA, that's a cool setting.
So the origin of the snowbreed is that during the 80s, there was a substance that we used to survive the apocalypse. But at the same time, it's also what caused the snowbreed. So the difference
The snowbreed. Studio director, Richard.
Together with your friends, so it's all focused on 4-player co-op.
Yes, this could be really fun. Streaming, playing, whatever. 4-player co-op. Tossing weapons to each other, that's cool.
So what makes the snowbreed different from the usual zombies that you see is that they have this wolf pack mentality. They're more ferocious, they're more predatory, and
it's a lot of zombies on screen at once.
Just take them out.
We try to make a distinction between
Vinny.
snowbreed that have been out in the wild for many years. We also have some special snowbreed, which are snowbreed that are mutated into completely different creatures.
The systems we provide also allow for advanced weapon handling, where in VR veteran could really dive into our systems and
Okay.
really enjoy the gun handling.
I'm assuming that's manual reloading.
Immersed gunplay experience.
Like you have to pull back the slide.
Just another level of immersion that you can't have on a traditional screen. For example, we have a creature, the jock that slowly walks at you, heavily armored, and will sort of pick you
That's
up
how I
and
walk.
moves you up in the air. And this sensation that you can only
Big
get
dick
in
energy.
VR. It's not possible on a traditional screen.
We want you to continuously play with your friends and go in over and over to just kick ass with your friends and fight really cool enemies.
Okay. So I assume there's got to be like replayability somehow if they want you to go in over and over again. Shotgun looks cool. Love the pump shotgun. It's just that they're so shit in PSVR with move controllers, but you know, only one more year of suffering like this. Do they give a date? They just said common. Did I see a date here anywhere? Blah 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 blah. Let's skip to the end. Near future. Okay, so this could be next year game. I feel like we've been hearing about this game for an awful long time already. Sudoku says, no, fuck that, just grab you for a game and chat. Absolutely. Annoying not to be able to converse. For show. Or you can feel, I know you said something about you don't do Discord or whatever, but if you ever want to join us, the link is in the description as well. Decepticon says this could be fun. Anything with 4-player co-op has the potential to be good, even if it's trash. Even if the game itself is trash, with 4 players you can have a good time. This might be the Left 4 Dead of VR, says Geisen. Again, I'm just worried about the PSVR port, how that's going to look. Arizona Sunshine was rough. PS4 Pro version of Arizona Sunshine was a lot better, and like the draw distance was way better. But I remember on standard PS4 picking up like a rubber ducky and then throwing it, it would disappear after like 4 feet because that was the rendering distance of like objects like that. It was like a big bridge, but you had to be pretty close before the bridge would like fade in and you could see as it was rough, like the dog says. Sudoku says they will not bring out a dedicated PSVR game on PS5 till PSVR 2. They will not bring out a dedicated PSVR game on PS5 till PSVR 2. Yeah, I agree with this. Anyone interested in an Evil Dead game? I love Bruce to bits. Such a cool guy. I really like Bruce Campbell. I was actually watching the Jeff Keighley show with my girlfriend. She likes Evil Dead. And I just said to her, in passing, I actually like Bruce Campbell a lot. She's like, yes, me too. You know? He's just a likable fella. If it ever came out that like he's some kind of like, you know, Bill Cosby type, that would probably break my heart, you know? Probably a few months, says Decepticon. I'm assuming you're talking about the release date for after the fall. Hopefully it's not too far away. But again, there's life in the old dog yet, you know? What is next? Fracked. Another one we've heard about already. But they've got something new to show. Let's check it out. This one looks pretty good. It reminds me a lot of like Blood and Truth without the node to node system that they had or whatever they called it. And also like comic book style or whatever. And this one is exclusive to PSVR. Eat shit, you absolute bottom feeding maggots on the Quest. Hard luck, you know. You win some, you lose most. You lose the generation, you lose the war, you know. But you win a couple of things. Oh, Resident Evil 4, you know. Congratulations. Hope Resident Evil 4 can keep you warm at night. We're extremely excited to be able to blah 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 blah. Watch the trailer below. Oh. 112. Oh my god, that's not too guys. I was going to put in the year 1000. That's probably going to take the piss. 3 minutes. I wonder will they show anything different, or will it be more of the same? That's annoying me. Get it centered, you little bitch. There you go.
That was close. I need to get out of here.
Yeah, definitely big Blood and Truth vibes. But without the Time Crisis movement. Although this movement does seem super smooth. Suspiciously smooth, considering its move controllers. So I wonder what their system is for free locomotion. That camera movement, that did not seem... Hold on a sec. Now you got my fucking suspicions up all of a sudden. In dreams. When he twists around... Here, boom. That was like a 180. That was it's a 180 degree turn. Supposedly running on a PSVR with move controllers. Looked very smooth. Looked very cinematic. I don't know if I trust that to be actual. You know, seems very scripted. Maybe I'm just being a cynic. But, you know, he should be tangled up in his wires by now.
How much further is there?
Get the elevator to the top of the shaft. I'll rescue you up there.
Top of the shaft, that's what she said.
Looks like we got company.
I wonder, does the cover break after a certain amount of time? Damage. That quick turn there again. Unless it enters like on rail sections. But I don't know. Just a little bit fishy. Tiny bit fishy. Getting them Blood and Truth vibes again. Coolio. The style is cool. I like. Normally I don't like cartoony looking games, but this one looks pretty good. Borderlands-ish.
On my approach.
You gonna start shooting off the helicopter?
You got incoming fire.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, she's dead. Where did those skis come from? Oh, she's not dead, don't worry.
It's now or never.
You're gonna have to make a jump for it.
Oh shit.
Super Blood and Truth. Like the slow motion jump out the window in Blood and Truth. Not that I'm complaining. A couple of moments happened there that made me wonder if this is a little bit scripted. Let's see what you think. Requested get Phantom covered ops from the same developers. Okay. So they're, you know, they're not playing favorites. Everybody gets one from these guys. Cover system is good. The deer is on the wall, says Decepticon. Right now they are working on Half-Life Alyx for PSVR 2/5. I'd bet my house on it, says Seduker. I'd say that shit's ready to go. They're just waiting for the PSVR 2 to come out and they're going to press a button and it'll be up day one. I think PSVR 2 will get a lot of the PC VR games, absolutely. I just hope Phasmophobia is one of them. Please let Phasmophobia be one of them. I'm just concerned that it's just one dude, so it'll be like too much for him to do by himself. Struker says, I bought Blood and Truth when it came out, still never played it. Along with dozens of other games, never find the time to play them, just buy them. Man, that Blood and Truth is definitely one I'm going to have to insist on you playing. And this isn't a joke. I'm not fucking around. You fucking play that thing, alright? Or there's gonna be trouble. Excellent game. Next up, Wanderer. I don't think I've even seen a screenshot for this one. I wanted to stay like, put my head in the sand so that I could experience it all fresh, you know? And then I ended up just forgetting all about them. Rewrite the past, so time travel. We got an astronaut with a screwdriver in his helmet. Plays a little reluctant traveler tasked with rewriting the events of the past and reshaping the future, coming to PSVR. Alternate timeline. Nature has taken over and everything you know, blah blah blah. With their next trailer, the Wanderer team, New Zealand-based indie game studio M Theory and Oddboy. 2 studios are working on this. Showcase more of the unique characters and puzzles, so it's a puzzle game. Alright, let's watch it. Looks like they got Professor X in here as well. Already, visuals look nice. But this could be PC footage. I don't know if this is exclusive. Let me see that cloth physics. I was hoping the hand would push it aside. 0 out of 10. Excuse me. It's cool. Combat. Okay. I'm not against puzzle games in VR. I don't like puzzle games outside of VR. Except for Portal. I like Portal. But in VR, I really like them. Static. It's one of my favorite PSVR games. I don't talk enough about Static here. I need to play it again, because I've forgotten everything about it. And that looked good. That looked like it had a lot of variety going on in there. Alright, Summer 21. Can't say I care too much about whatever story they're teasing there, but gameplay looks pretty good. Alright, I don't want to go into all this because I think I know what's happening here based on just the trailer. I don't think I need the breakdown. I'm already having a mental breakdown. What do you think of that? When I add you as friend or request, you can see the games I have. Okay. I suppose there's a few games. Like I've got Doom VF4. I bought that when it was on sale and I never played it. It's always like something I will get to, but I don't know when. This one looks alright, says Decepticon. Did anyone play Paper Beasts? It's again another one I added when they brought it out for free. Haven't touched it. Only game I'm interested in I've seen today. This one, Fuzzy. Interesting. I want a black and white in viewer where you're the guy. Oh, I remember seeing a trailer for black and white ages ago. Like it was on a demo disc or something. And I thought it looked funny. But then I never heard of it again. I think it was like a PC game. Except, oh, whatever. Okay, so Sniper Elite. This is like the big one, I think. This is the one where we're like, okay, how many big VR games are left for PSVR? And it was always like, Sniper Elite is still on the way. You know, it's not dead yet. We still have that to look forward to. And it's coming on July 8th, which is fucking less than a month away. So let's see what the story is. Your home, your family, and everything you love lies in the path of a vast and brutal army. Will you pick up your rifle and stand against blah, 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 blah. Let's just get to the trailer, shall we? 21st of the 12th, 2000. I think I'm old enough if I'm born in 2000. 1 minute 11.
Rated M for mature.
I want to see how they do these X-ray kills. Alright. Immediately I'm concerned by the lack of snipers. I pause now, that's the first sniper I've seen. But anyway.
Not a day passes when I do not think of that time.
Wait, this looks good.
Why did we fight? We fought so they would not have to. so they never have to live through the horrors we faced. I used cover and shadow to stay hidden. It took nerve,
Looks cool.
but stealth made me deadly.
Oh yeah, let's see the bullets. Can we not see the X-ray bullets? Oh here. Oh, you become the bullets.
Not a single enemy soldier would leave this
I better be able to see testicles popping.
The enemy
Hammer
had
kills.
surrounded me.
Yeah.
The only way out now was through them.
I liked. There's a lot to like about that. Like the visuals, everything looks good. It looks polished, etc., etc. However, the big selling point of these sniper viewer games is the fact that you're a sniper and you put off these cool sniper shots, and then you get that X-ray cam. You get to see their bones breaking and their dicks getting fucking shot off right down main streets. The urethra bursting open, but there was none of that there. Unless they're just hiding the gory stuff from the trailer. But, I mean, how can that work? Because they put you as it's like a first person view on the bullet. Then you hit the person. Are you going to see gore in there? Or is it just going to turn black and he's dead or whatever? Anyway. I'm dead. That's definitely the big one on the radar, I think. Black and white was solid. Oh wait, no, I missed one. Doom VF4 is a good one, says Decepticon. Seduker says, what happened to Box Viewer getting updated to Fit Viewer? They did it on PC. Said they were going to do it on PS. Nothing yet. Heard anything? I've heard nothing about that. Literally nothing. I'm struggling to remember what the game is. I have a vague recollection of a woman in fitness gear, boxing or whatever. But, you know, the PS Viewer is kind of like the Wild West. Or viewer in general is like the Wild West. You know, they can say things, and because nobody's given much scrutiny to these announcements, they can get away with, like, you know, an awful lot of shit. Like, how long have Beat Saber like been kept keeping PSVR gamers waiting? Is the multiplayer patch out yet? Is that out for PSVR? Is Zuckerberg holding that up? Black and White was solid. There was a part 2, but didn't get into it like 1. Fozzie Bear says, I love Doom VF4. See, I didn't really like Doom 2016 on PS4 that much. I thought it was alright, but I didn't finish it or anything. I was like, agreed to like 1 better. This has aim, says Geisen, moves, and DualShock 4 support. I wonder how that hammer kill is going to look with the aim controller. Stuker says, World of Tanks in viewer. Now, that would be amazing. I'm not too big on the World War II setting that's going on in Sniper Elite, but it still looks cool. This looks cool, says Fozzie. Last Stick says nope. Seduker says Beat Saber is crap on PS compared to PC. I still enjoy this. The problem is that the grass is greener on the other side because of mods over there. You know, but if you can just enjoy it for what it is, which, like, it's still fun to play, even the shit songs that come with it. Like, Decepticon doesn't like that genre of music. I don't like that genre of music either, but it was still fun to get into it. When I did play it for like a month, and then I never touched it again. You know, that's just the way the world turns. Overall, that Spotlight was pretty good. Not, man, like, more updates rather than new announcements. So that's kind of a disappointment. I mean, there was a few new things here. The Ninja one was new. Bobble one was new. Winds and Leaf was new. But then this was an update. Fracked was an update. I guess this was new. Wanderer, I don't remember hearing about this before. And Sniper Elite's an update. And the updated ones, those were the big ones that I'm interested in. All these new ones is kind of like whatever. Except for Arashi. That looks, you know, potentially interesting. But yeah. Anyway, I think we're done with that topic. Overall, I think they're saying, look, these are the swan songs for the PSVR. I'm not sure we're ever going to see another Spotlight before PSVR 2. Because I don't know how much life it can realistically have left in it now after this year, after these games are done. You know, maybe one more, because there is still maybe 18 months to go. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to talk about briefly is this. Not this specific one. But so this happened during Jeff Keighley's show. These guys, Deviation Games, came along. They're made up of ex Black Ops developers from Call of Duty or whatever, and they're teaming up with PlayStation to make an exclusive AAA IP or whatever. That's not necessarily what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is like the waste. This is the third one of these that Sony have done. They've come along. They've got like Jade Raymond. She's got a new studio called Haven. They've teamed up with Haven. There's another one, Firewalk Studios. They've teamed up with them for a multiplayer AAA game or whatever. It's just interesting that this is Sony's strategy now. It seems that rather than what Xbox are doing, because Xbox got that money, that Bill Gates cash, they can spend $7 billion on Bethesda. Whereas Sony, rather than buying these studios, are teaming up with them, getting like an exclusive. I don't know how much money. Obviously not 7.5 billion, but I'm sure it probably wasn't cheap either. But this is how they're getting their exclusives, and it's just an interesting kind of difference. It's going to be interesting to see if it pays off, because each of these studios obviously are completely unproven. They're still building. They're still the guys that was on stage there, like, they spent their first year building. We don't have anything to show off, so they're showing these things really early. I think it's kind of like a response to Xbox. They feel like they have to show something, so they're kind of panicking. I won't say panicking, but they're kind of like, hey, we got this studio working on this. So even though we don't have as many first party studios as Microsoft now has, they're like 23 or something ridiculous like that, we're making all these deals with these second parties or whatever. So who's to say any of these won't be making a PSVR 2 game, I mean, that's not necessarily the point I want to make here, but it's just interesting to see what Sony are doing. Sony are making some weird moves lately. I'm not happy with the cross-gen stuff. We talked about that in the last video I did, but anyway, I don't know. That's just something I wanted to bring up. Sony's strategy is kind of changing a little bit this generation. Since Sean Layden's gone and Jim Ryan's in charge, they're definitely doing things differently. But I'm not going to say worse, because we have to wait and see how these things pay off. Could be inspirational, like Insomniac. Buying Insomniac for 250 million, and they've already put out 3 games on the PS5 in 7 months. So that's ridiculous value. So somebody knows what they're doing there. Geisen says moves feel better than the touch controllers for Beat Saber. Oh shit, we're about to have a Beat Saber fight. I play Beat Saber most. My girlfriend loves it. It is great for newbies. Oh, sorry. No moving about, just swing your pants, arms. Do the helicopter. That is a developer to watch. Did you see who joined them? Who joined these guys? Deviation. I know it was like a Treyarch guys, but was there someone there in particular? Did you have faith in Cyberpunk? Did you have faith in From Software? Did you think Project Red changed the faith games have? That's definitely a good question. I've definitely lost a lot of faith in CD Projekt Red. Witcher 3 is the only game from them I've ever played. In my opinion, it's the only great game they've ever made. I haven't played Witcher 1 or 2, but just from listening to what people are saying, looking at scores and all this kind of stuff, a lot of people love Witcher 1 and love Witcher 2, mainly PC people. But Witcher 3 was genuinely an excellent game. And then how they handled the DLC, free DLC, and then the expansions was just like, the one-off payment. They didn't nickel and dime you, they were kind of, they treated you good. Then Cyberpunk, they definitely lied. Like, they were like, just the fact that you weren't allowed to show off console footage in these reviews that were coming out, and they knew what they were doing there, and there was deceit going on. I don't know if you blame the investors rather than the developers themselves. But what's crazy is that Cyberpunk's director, like last month, left, and now there's a new director for Cyberpunk. A game that came out already has got a new director. That's fucking crazy. Like, that's, I don't think we'll ever see anything like this again. I think we'll be talking about Cyberpunk in 50 years time. We'll be like, oh, remember, like the way we talk about E.T. And I don't know much about E.T., but I know there's like a landfill somewhere in America full of these E.T. games. We'll be talking about like Cyberpunk, the big scandal, and there'll be documentaries in years about what really went on behind the scenes, etc., etc. But having said all that, I'm hopeful that Cyberpunk will get, a nice PS5 patch that will iron everything out, and then I might get it then. Probably not going to get a full price because, you know, they don't deserve my full price after the shit they did. Anyway. Do I have faith in From Software? Yes, I do. They've yet to do something that has, you know... Well, Dark Souls 2... Well, listen, I never played it, but people saying Dark Souls 2 wasn't that good. The only From Software games I've played is Bloodborne and the Demon Souls remake, which wasn't technically from them, but, you know, it was their game. But, you know... So, yeah. Jackpot is a proven developer. Sony get him on the phone. That's true. Well, he should be Sony Pictures, not games. He needs to be in their motion pictures, you know. Decepticon says Elden Ring Common looks just as good as the Souls game. I think it looks excellent, I think, but I was thinking to myself, like I suspected, and I think a lot of people suspected, like Demon Souls graphically looks more impressive than Elden Ring. But Elden Ring looks like super interesting. The horse looks cool, like the double jump and the way it kind of vertically leaps up, and it's like an open world thing now, so that's interesting. Geisen says Project Red got rushed to finish Cyberpunk, should have just waited. See, the thing about that is they delayed that game so many times, like a ridiculous amount of times. I don't want to blame the developers, but at the same time, it was the developers standing on stages saying what they said, you know, this is how good it looks. And like, they put out a trailer shortly before it launched showing how the PS4 and the Xbox One version was going to look, and that had, like, it looked pretty, like, it didn't look as good as the PC version, obviously, but it looked smooth, it looked very playable. And then obviously what we got was just, you know, T-posing everywhere and glitches galore and all kinds of fucking shit bugs and, you know, cops that don't, even when the game was working as intended, like the cop AI and stuff like that is just trash. Like GTA 4 was doing it better. So yeah, they definitely burnt some of that goodwill with me. And just the fact that Sony were like, you know what, get the fuck off the store. That was unbelievable. That's something I've never seen before either. Like, that's just crazy. They still made millions in profits even though they fucked us over. Listen, so many people pre-ordered that game, you know. I feel like they conned those people who pre-ordered. A lot of them anyway, especially the console ones. But a lot of people just don't bother doing refunds. If they buy a shit game, they're like, whatever. They found the ET games in the landfill. Oh, so they discovered these ET games in a landfill. Okay. I knew there was something to do with a landfill. I assume it was just... No, I don't know why I think of it now. It kind of seems weird, but anyway. Dark Souls 2 is good, says Decepticon. They are all good. Yeah, but like Dark Souls 2 is considered the black sheep of the family with, like, you know, whack hitboxes and all this kind of shit. Extra testicle, says Fuzzy Bear. Did I say etc. with testicle? Sadukar says Cyberpunk, the new No Man's Sky. I actually believe they can sort it out, and I do believe it was shareholders that ultimately pushed us. Yeah, I won't deny that shareholders, you know, definitely have their share of the blame. At the same time, you know, you're going on stage, you're saying these things. Some of the blame should be on you. You know, if you're directly lying into the camera, then you get a little bit of the blame. Even if, what was it they said as well? It's ready. It's gone gold. It's definitely not going to be delayed this time. Trust us. And then like a month later, I was like, is there a way to edit comments or edit the tweets or something like that? No Man's Sky guy turned it around. He did. I don't see Cyberpunk turning it around the same way. I do think it will be like way better on next gen consoles or current gen consoles now or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, such an amount of damage has been done. It's unbelievable. We'll never see it again, I don't think. That's like we're living through history right now. It's still banned on the PS Store as we speak. And I wonder how much of that has to do with the fact that they partnered up with Microsoft for the marketing deal, so that when shit hit the fan, they were like, well, you know what? Come with the one who what's that saying? Dance with the one who brought you, you know, even though they didn't bring them, but you know what I mean. Anyway. Okay, agreed. But if your boss tells you it's ready, what do you do? I mean, I don't blame the individual, like the underlings. I don't blame the programmers or anything like that. I would be looking at, you know, the studio director. I don't know what his name is. It's Polish. I probably can't pronounce it. But, you know, he's the one who was the face as well. He wasn't doing everything, but he was doing interviews and he was saying, this is what we're putting out. And, you know, he's got to get some share of the blame. You know, and he's probably the guy who left. I assume he's the director who left and was replaced by somebody else. I don't know if he was like fired or he couldn't take the heat anymore. And I have sympathy for him too, because, you know, I mean, they announced that game in like 2012, but it's not like they were actually working on it all this time. They shouldn't have done the PS4 and the Xbox One versions at all. It should have just been PC and next gen, and then push it back another year if they had to. They showed that shit off way too early. I mean, there's so many mistakes that they made with that game. Can't blame the shareholders for everything, you know. And then I'm thinking that they're planning on doing a multiplayer mode for that game as well, and it's like, no. Anyway, I think we're running out of steam here. I've been talking for a long time, haven't I? An hour and a half. That's pretty long for like one of these types of videos. Sudoku says, when they were small, Witcher games were amazing, but then they sold out and they lost control. Again, you've played Witcher 1. I assume you've played Witcher 1 and 2. I haven't, so I can't speak to how good they are. All I've played is Witcher 3, and that's when they went big. You know, that's when they teamed up with, you know, this went multi-platform, and that allowed them to have a bigger budget and, you know, way more stuff in the game. And I think the game was better for that. It didn't feel like they sold out with that game anyway. Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games on PS4. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Just buy Quest and talk to those Layer of Fear peeps. I'll just talk to them about the PSVR version, alright? Thanks for reminding me though. Fair play to you. I completely forgot about that. I will track them down on the old Twizzers and see if I can slide into the DMs. If you know what I'm saying, girl. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting to me. Sudoku, thank you very much for that generous tip or donation or super chat, whatever. I don't know the correct term. So yeah, I think that's it. Take it easy, you know, take it sleazy. And man, the babies didn't wake up once throughout all that. That's impressive. I hope they're still alive. Goodbye. Stay moist.